Compete on 4 apparatus: the vault, the uneven bars, the balance beam, and the floor exercise. Competition on the unevens is about to get underway, but Kathy, there was a big surprise on the vault.
Yes, Donna, that possible Soviet sweep I spoke of came to an abrupt halt when the gymnast from Hungary, Henrietta Onodi, took the gold on what has typically been her weakest event. She came up with 2 superb vaults and averaged 9.937 and took the gold. I really like this routine. It has a nice variety of skills and combinations. And even unique moves like this one coming up right here. It's very easy, but a nice little hop, full turn right to the high bar. Her first release move, it's called a ginger, with ample height. Not quite as high as some of the other gymnasts do on their release moves. This is really the best part of her routine coming up here. Front giant swing. A full pirouette on the high bar, right to a dismount, tuck double back. Excellent routine.
Although Onodi is really quite well known for her pirouettes and her transitions on the uneven bars, like this move here, she has improved a great deal in her release move category. The judges require the gymnast's shoulders right there to be as high as the bar when they regrasp. You'll notice here on the second release move, she just barely accommodates what the judges are looking for.
A solid routine, her score a 9.9, and you can see why she was 3rd in the all-around earlier. But that score does leave the door open for the world, Olympic, and European champion from the Soviet Union, Svetlana Boginskaya, who earlier lost to her younger teammate, Tatiana Lisenko, by just 13 one-thousandths of a point in the all-around.
And right here is really the only mistake she had in the all-around competition, a big step on the dismount.
And this was a difficult moment for Svetlana, who's been so dominant. And it was a sign that her younger, eager teammates are poised to take her place. Retirement is certainly on her mind.
Of course, I'm thinking about it. I still want to train, but it becomes more difficult. So at this point, I'm undecided.
And now up for the unevens, Svetlana Boginskaya. Kathy, it's got to be difficult to compete with any doubt in your mind.
And unfortunately, Svetlana had a very negative experience at the Goodwill Games last summer, where she actually fell from this event and not only cost her the all-around, but dropped her quite a bit. It was on that skill that she fell. Here's her second release move. Nice work. What's most impressive about her is her impeccable form. Beautiful positions. Here's that dismount, pike double back. It's where she had trouble, and it looks like she had under-rotated it during the all-around competition, and she was making sure she wasn't going to under-rotate again, so she pulled it a little too far around and took a slight step back.
What's so impressive about her is the long swings and the long lines. And at 5'4", she's nearly a foot taller than many of her competitors. On the dismount, she's a little over-rotated and takes that shuffle step to try not to give away a major deduction.
And the score to beat is a 9.9. Her score, a 9.887, currently puts her in 2nd place. Hungarian Henrietta Onodi is leading the competition on the unevens, but still to come, American Brandy Johnson. But first, a look at the unevens, an event that's inspired the most dramatic of innovations.
I'm sure a lot of you remember this. Remember when the gymnasts used to beat the bars? The event that's changed the most over the past decade in women's gymnastics is the uneven bars. The skills the girls are performing are much more difficult, and there are really 3 reasons for that. 1, the gymnasts are a little bit smaller. 2, the bars are much smaller around and much more round, which helps the gymnasts hold on better and generate more speed in their swing to get the big swing elements. And 3, and really this is the most important, the bars are much further apart now. I think we're going to have a little bit of fun here. We're now approaching my setting in 1984, where we did giant swings and release moves. Now we're getting to the average setting of the girls in the competition here. And you can see there's much more distance, and they're doing big swing with big release moves.
And this is Mirela Poshka from Romania, the European champion in this event. So far, the Romanians haven't had a good showing.
She shows quite a bit of difficulty in this routine. Starts out with a full pirouette on the high bar to a beautiful high ginger way up above the bar. It's her second release move. Again, a reverse heck that's well above the bar. Something the judges are looking for. And a full twisting double back dismount, very difficult.
Remember, the score to beat is a 9.9.
Poshka will get some bonus points from the judges for this combination here. There's a full pirouette on the top, right to her release move. Just a slight form break right there.
But the extraordinary height and amplitude on those release moves and the difficulty in the dismount will really help her score big.
And it certainly does. Her score of 9.912 moves Poshka into first. Ahead of Henrietta Onodi, this is China's Yang Bo.
And the Chinese are really known for this event as well. They have such perfect form, straight body line, good toe point. She shows nice pirouetting moves. Look at the height on that Jaeger front. Way up in the air. Nice front giant work. And a tuck double back dismount. Whoa! One of the easier dismounts done, but she fought for the landing. Exceptional work throughout the routine. Beautiful pirouette moves, giant work. Look at the straight body here.
And what's so impressive is not a lot of gymnasts have the composure to point their toes in the middle of a double backflip. Boy, she wanted to stick that landing.
How frustrating in a sport where the landings are so important. It cost her. Her 9.887 will put her in a tie for third with Svetlana Boginskaya. Kathy, this will be a new routine for Brandy.
It's very impressive that she has added new skills to her routine, because most athletes in this situation would try and play it safe and just do what they could do and do it well. She has a new combination within the routine. It's very exciting. Right here, giant swing to a half pirouette, front giant, right into her release move, a reverse hecht. Now she's trained a giant with a full twist for the end, right there, before the dismount. A tuck double back dismount, great routine for Brandy. It's an event that has caused her troubles in the past, but not only was this a good routine for her, but a new one at that.
A gutsy move for Brandy Johnson.
On top of the new sequence early in the routine, Brandy even added this full turn here before the double back dismount, and she really snaps this double back. Very high, very well rotated.
Brandy score a 9.862, which puts her in fifth place. Kathy, a little low?
Well, she had some slight form deductions throughout the routine, and some of the other gymnasts are performing two release moves and more difficult dismounts.
And this is Tatiana Lisenko. She's the current reigning World Cup all-around champion.
And she has all the necessities to win this event. Two big release moves. There was her first one. Second one, even higher than the first release move. And most importantly, she has a very difficult dismount coming up right here. Double front with a half twist. Incredible. Such a difficult dismount. She does it so easily.
Remember, the score to beat is 9.912.
There's only a few people in the world that can actually do this dismount from a front giant. She's going to do two flips and a half twist. It's a lot of stuff to get done before the ground comes around.
And Tatiana Lisenko's score of 9.937 gives her first place on the unevens. And she becomes the first Soviet gymnast to win an individual event final. So Lisenko wins gold. Romania captures its first medal of the competition. Hungarians won the vault. The Soviets won the unevens. And earlier on the beam, it was China's Yang Bo.
She was nearly perfect on this very difficult and unique routine. Remarkable extension and beautiful lines. Most impressively great concentration. It's really nice to see the Chinese finally come through in competition. They are superb on this event, but in the past have faltered under pressure.